we're gonna start with our first inspirational speech, and I am very happy to introduce on stage. He was one of the first entrepreneurs I got to interview from Lebanon back in 2012 or 2013. Andre is one of the one of the pioneer entrepreneurs in Lebanon. He's the founder of Entrepreneurship, and now he has launched Aces of Ventures, which I'm very excited to hear about. Please help me welcome with a round of applause, Andre Abi Awad. Thank you, Andre.
Thank you. كيف الطاقة؟ كيف الطاقة؟ بعد واحدة. كيف الطاقة؟ Hey, you can't start being an entrepreneur without having enough energy, right? So طاقة for the English-speaking people is energy. And Bumba is the level of energy that you need to have when you become an entrepreneur. Who plays cards? Do you play cards? Can you raise your hand if you play cards? Perfect. Is my presentation on screen, please? When you play cards, basically you want to have an ace. Right? Let's keep the ace here. And I'll be speaking about the entrepreneurial journey. And why we say ace? Because the ace is mostly the most powerful card in the deck. And when someone excels in something, especially as an entrepreneur, we say they aced it, right? So I want to see more aces in Lebanon and everywhere in the region, especially entrepreneurs. But when you first start as an entrepreneur, you're a jack. You're someone. A jack can be a male, female, any other gender. So just in the cards, let's call it a jack. You come up with an idea. But how do you make sure that your idea is going to ace it? And that's what I learned after I was bankrupt twice. And when I say I was bankrupt twice, it means I lost everything. And for those who live in this region, the difference between being bankrupt as having a puppy is different than being bankrupt and having a baba. You know the difference. So I had a baba, and it was so hard. And I lost everything the first time. It was a bank loan. Lost it in 8 months, paid it for 5 years. The second time, it was everything I had. Hard lessons, but I learned some mindset secrets from entrepreneurs and some skills that I will be sharing with you today. First, when you come up with an idea, you need to assess it on the 3 M's levels. The first M, market. Do we have enough market for this idea? Do we have enough people who need and will buy this product or service? And here, let me ask you, please raise your hand. Who forgets to take their vitamins whenever you need to take vitamins? I do. Who forgets to take their painkiller? Really? Can you sleep? So most of us forget to take our vitamins, but we never forget to take our painkillers. When you are an entrepreneur and you come up with an idea, please make sure that you know your target customers very well in order to position your product or service as a painkiller and not a vitamin. Because vitamins, you just saw it. People will forget to take it. So that's also in the market. Another story, back in 2013, I was a judge at a Pepsi competition in Dubai, and we had entrepreneurs going on stage. I remember one Egyptian lady was speaking about a smart fridge. Smart fridge back in 2013. That was innovation. And she mentioned that this smart fridge, you put some criteria and replenishment levels, and whenever, for example, you have less than a liter of milk, less than half kilograms of cheese, and so on, the fridge will send a shopping list for the supermarket They come with a basket of replenishment. They knock the door, they give it to you. You don't pay because the fridge paid online. You just replenish your fridge. Who likes the idea? Perfect. And we had someone called Chunt. He was the director of the Skull Center in UK, and he asked her, how much are you selling this fridge? She said, $50,000. Who likes this fridge? No one. So he asked, who likes this fridge? And no one raised their hand. So he mentioned, of course, you have someone who's willing to pay for the fridge $50,000, like those who are buying bags for $8,000, watches for $100,000, cars for $500,000. But do you have the right channels to reach these people? She said, no. He said, do you have a partner who can access these people? She said, I'm alone. He said, perfect. So go revisit your business model and make sure you create the right channels and the strategy to reach these people. And this is the market. If you have a great idea and if you don't know how to reach these people, you won't succeed, right? Do you agree? Perfect. That's the market. Market size, painkiller, and the channels. The second M is the margin. So I have the market, but did I do the financial study that will make this business sustainable? Do I have enough profit margin to sustain the business? I won't go into details here, but I tell you, I know many entrepreneurs who forget to include in their financial sheet some very basic expenses. One of them was called Mark. He came to me in 2014. I had the Entrepreneurship Center at the Arab Open University. And he said, it's been a year. I'm working on services like brochure design, website, logos, and I outsource everything, so I don't have costs. They tell me $100, I sell it for $150. They tell me $400, I sell it for $500. But after a year, my bank account is at zero. After some discussions, we discovered that this guy meets with his clients, or potential clients first, at Mandaloun Baye, you know it? And on average, every 5 meetings, he gets 1 client. And every client, he meets with them at least 2 times. So that's 6 meetings, with an average of $20 per meeting, because he pays for the coffee, water, and hopefully no one eats during that meeting. If you think you're having $50 profit, actually you're paying $70. If you think you're having $100 profit, actually you're paying $20. Profit margin. Be smart about it. And the third one, and actually this is the best one for me, the third M, me. Is this business for me? Does it fit my lifestyle? And I have 2 stories here. In 2018, I was a partner in a pub in Gemmaise, and the main partner came to us and he said, we want to sell the pub. Now I'm thankful we sold it, by the way, you know why. But back then, it was profitable, and we said, like, now we have loyal clients, people coming every day, our events are fully booked, why do you want to sell it? He said, my daughter is 4 months old. The time I want to play with her, feed her, sleep with her, I'm staying here. And none of you is willing to stay here. So I don't want my girl to grow without me. So that's a market, margin, know me. And the second story, during one of the programs, Start Your Own Business, every week I ask them, what have you done that moved you closer to your goal? We have one person from Start Your Own Business here. They hate this question usually. And one lady, I don't remember them chronologically, but that's what she did. So first, she had the concept of a coffee shop for students. Second, she had a designer helping her with the designs. She met someone called Samer, who's a consultant in hospitality to open restaurants, pubs, and coffee shops. He will be a partner with her. She met with someone called Fuad as suppliers. She had great results. Also, one week she came and she said, my father decided to give me $50,000 to move forward. Then, the week after, she showed us the design and she said, I found a venue. They will only take a payment for 6 months and it's very close to the university. Great. And one week, what have you done to move closer to your goal? She said, I decided to stop the coffee shop. What? Why? She said, I was sitting with Samer this week, and he mentioned that whenever we launch the coffee shop, I need to be there from the opening till the closing. Yes. She said, no, I'm opening a business to have my freedom and to travel. By the way, everyone was asking for the $50,000 if her father will invest in their ideas. Market margin me. Clear? Whenever you have an idea, you assess it with market margin me. I assure you, because you somehow fall in love with your idea, you will forget some details. So what do? And here I'm so serious about it. And there is research that can support this. Ask a girl about your idea. I mean it, a girl, the queen. Why? We are wired as men to attack ideas. So whenever you come up with an idea in front of your male friends, they start attacking the idea. It won't work. What do you want? Why you're going there? And so on. But whenever you ask a lady about your idea, she comes up with tens of questions. Some things that you never thought of, and it was your idea. And when I read a book called The Art of the Start for Guy Kawasaki, he mentioned it actually in the first or second page. Ask a lady when you have an idea. And when you're moving forward with your idea, and if you can do it before, that would be even perfect, get a mentor. A mentor is someone who already achieved what you want to achieve, even if it's not in the same industry. Because they already have the right mindset to achieve this milestone. I remember in 2014, I called my mentor and I said, hey, Roger, I decided to quit the Entrepreneurship Center and I want to start my own business. He said, great. On Friday, come to my office at 5. I said, of course, I'll finish work and I'll come to you. He said, no, 5 a.m. What? Why 5 a.m.? He said, okay, I'm busy, bye. On Thursday, I slept very early. I woke up around 3:30 because I was all the time thinking I have to be there at 5 a.m. Then I went to his office. Open door, I go to the office, said, sit down, I sit down. He said, why are you here at 5 a.m.? I said, seriously? You tell me why I'm here at 5 a.m. He said, when do you usually wake up? I said, 7 a.m. And I thought that was early. He said, your competitors wake up at 7 a.m.? I don't know, but like 7 a.m. is early. He said, if you start working at 5 a.m., you gain 2 hours ahead of your competitors every day. And if you work 200 days a year, that's 400 hours. And on average, working hours are 40 hours a week. You gain 10 weeks ahead of your competitors every year. That's 2 months and a half. And everyone complains they don't have time. First mindset I got and first habit I got from my mentor, wake up early. And since that day, 4:30, 5 a.m., that's my waking up hours. That's the first habit you get. Another thing, why do we use cards in the project that I'll be speaking about later. Because when you are in your entrepreneurial journey, you take risk. You're taking the risk. And it's the same when you're playing cards. You're taking the risk. So if you don't like to take risk, please don't go into your entrepreneurial journey. Stay at the office, get employed. I mean it. And for those who tell me I'm a perfectionist, I used to be a perfectionist until I was bankrupt twice. So please forget that perfectionism and take action. That's why you can see in my hand here, just take action. This bracelet is always with me. Just take action. Because I want to remember, every time I have an idea, if I don't take action, nothing will happen. And if you don't take action, it means you failed. And you cannot assess the results if you don't take action. And if you don't take action, life will take you where life wants to take you, not where you decided to go. So have a goal first. We already discussed the idea, market margin, me, so that's your goal mainly. Take action. Be decisive. Playing cards. Whenever you're playing cards, you have many cards. And you need to know which card to play when it's your turn. Same when you're an entrepreneur. Please have backup plans. And I always have in my suitcase, I have idea book. What's the idea book? It's a book, it's a notebook, where you write any idea that you get during the day, during the night, anytime. Because there's something called the fog of war. Have you heard of the fog of war? It's a term used in the army. The army, they get trained very well on their strategies before the war. So when they go to the war, they don't have the time to analyze. They don't even have all the data to analyze. That's why their commander will tell them, plan B, just execute. And we all know this in army, right? نفذ ثم اعترض. Just execute. It's the same when you're an entrepreneur. Perfect tool. Idea book. And for girls, تكون عندكم idea, روحوا على notebook و idea. So you never forget this. In 2009, I was reading a book for Jim Rohn, and he mentioned, you are the average of the 5 people you interact with the most. And since then, whenever I want to achieve community, and make sure you choose wisely. If you want to be an entrepreneur, surround yourself with 5 entrepreneurs. If you want to be a multi-million-dollar business owner, once you are an entrepreneur, improve your 5 people. Get multi-million-dollar business owners. If you want to sell your company, have 5 people who sold their companies. Just keep moving forward. Because you never achieve success and you stop there, right? Being ambitious is very important. Surround yourself with the community. Don't fall in love with your project and idea to the extent that you lose your social aspect in life. Stay social, even if you are an introvert, and I mean it. Stay social, minimize it somehow, not like those who are extroverts like me. But stay social, increase your network. You can increase your network on LinkedIn, you can increase your network on any social network. I prefer LinkedIn. That's the journey that I had, and these are the very short tips that I want to share with you. And now I want to tell you about our project. Our project, the newly launched one, is the Aces of Ventures. Now you know why it's an ACE, right? And the Aces of Ventures, it's a global decentralized entrepreneurship accelerator. I've been training and speaking about entrepreneurship for the past 14 years in 53 countries. I created a big community so far. That's why we decided to create this one. we want more aces. We have a team of 23 people so far. I have a co-founder called Robert. He's also a business owner. And our promise to give $1 million to 100 entrepreneurs. Those who are in the idea stage, they will win $5,000 in every pitching competition. Prototype stage, $10,000. And for the ventures who are in the growth stage, they will win $40,000. And during our roadmap, because if you're familiar with NFT, you always have a roadmap, some promises to the community. We have 100 speakers from 50 countries, and we already hosted 8 speakers from 6 countries to give value to our community. Remember, community, keep adding value to your community. And during the roadmap, we have the burning pit. That's something related to NFT, where you destroy your NFT, you burn your NFT in exchange for rewards. And we want to incentivize people to burn their NFTs because we all know when you decrease supply, yeah. So you can burn your NFT for an iPhone. You can burn your NFT for a trip. You can burn your NFT for a sponsored deal. And you can stack your cards because we also don't want people to sell their cards for a low price. So we want to incentivize them to stack their cards, to hold their cards. Also for deals and offers from our partners. And this is one of my best milestones. When we reach this milestone, we will launch our own token, AOV, Aces of Ventures. And when people fuse their cards, so if you have 2 similar cards, like 3 heart and 3 heart, and you fuse them, so we're decreasing supply again, you start generating monthly tokens. And you have special perks. Many perks, but the one I really love is access to 1,300 airport lounges worldwide. Of course, we're always looking for partnerships, and I have one surprise for all of you. I hope the sound is working on the laptop. This is the teaser video for the Aces of Ventures, and you are the only one and the first one to watch it after my co-founder and the animator. Even our team did not watch it yet. So I'll show it to you. No voice. Can someone help sound, voice on the laptop? Sound? So meanwhile, I don't like to waste time. How long do I still have? How long do I still have? 10 minutes, perfect. We agreed 10 minutes Q&A, so that's 10 minutes. Who has a question? Oh, yes, great. You know, in Web3, decentralized is being the added value, actually, of the Web3. In our project, decentralizing it means us as founders and the team, we don't have a say in what's going on in the community. So, for example, how do you pitch your idea? You only pitch your idea if you have a jack. Now it makes sense, right? You only pitch your idea if you have a jack. And when the queen and the king vote for the 5 jacks who will be pitching every week, they will submit their pitches to the community. And they will pitch online, and only the queen can ask questions. It makes sense, right? And then the community will be voting for the 1 jack who will win the reward. So basically, us as founders and the team, we have no say. It's decentralized, giving the power to the community. No? What's not clear? Can you be more clear? If you want to go into details, we have many applications. That's the first one on the high level, to have many applications. But if you want me to explain all the things, you can go on our website. We have the roadmap, we have everything, and I will stay here on the break if you want. But you got the meaning of decentralization. Perfect. Any other questions? Yes? Who you? Who you, us? Who? Who started or who are still in the idea or what? Idea phase, perfect. You need to know your target audience for the painkiller, you remember? Everything I already mentioned, it applies on the idea phase. But now as Lebanese people with an idea, I tell you, first assess it, and second, surround yourself with those who can support you as mentor or the 5 people, because if you are in the Lebanese community of nagging people and negative people, you're gonna lose the idea, you're gonna lose hope, and you're gonna buy a ticket and travel. I tell you, there are many opportunities in Lebanon. You have a panel in a while, you're gonna see a lot of opportunities, and you're gonna meet great people who are really supporting entrepreneurs in Lebanon. So I tell you, there are opportunities in Lebanon. You're welcome. There was a question there. Yes? Very good question, but please don't do what I do, because I discovered that I have something called in my genes, D2 something. It was a research done that it's enough for me to sleep 4 hours. But don't do this, like 7 hours. 7 hours are enough based on research. But for me, I sleep 4 to 5 hours, and this is good enough. And by the way, I don't put an alarm. I wake up at 4:30 or 5. Yes? Do we have sound? Okay, watch the video. We don't have sound. Other questions? Yes. Good. Nice question. Can existing mentors raise their hands? Those in the back, I know that some mentors are there. Existing mentors, can you raise your hands? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can get more. Yes? So, how do you find mentors? Increase your network, ask. I always say, if you don't ask, it's not my code, but I use it. It works. If you don't ask, the answer is always no, right? Yeah. Just ask. And I tell you, if someone that you ask says no, it means you don't want them to be your mentors. Because believe me, mentors don't get paid. Just keep this in mind. Mentors don't get paid. They love to support, they love to give back, and they love to share their experience during their journey. You cool? Any other questions? Sure. Watch the video.
A king and queen over a metaverse they reigned. All the riches they had, but no projects were made. And they hid a secret that was never spoken. Something about a non-fungible token. Ambitious men and women came to the king. I'll give you $1 million for any good project you bring. The king asked them to pitch. May your best ideas get you rich. His advisors came. What should we call them, sir? Let us call each one of them an entrepreneur. Off they went on a scary trip. How could they sell their ideas? What could be the trick? The king sent them mentors to put their worries at ease. He gave them valuable possessions, which he called NFTs. It's your secret pass, I give you my word. The Aces of Ventures is a whole new world.
Thank you. So I'm glad you liked it. You're the first ones. That's how you assess your idea. Have a focus group. Okay, any other questions? Yes. The one who holds the card, the queen, it can be a guy or a girl, but like visually it's the queen. Entrepreneurship questions, yes?
What's your advice?
Can you tell me in which industry is your idea? Amazing, agri-tech. That's it. That's the accelerator you need. In Lebanon, we have many programs and some accelerators because we have programs more than accelerators. And I believe almost for any idea and any industry, you will find a program or an accelerator. And you are at the amazing place to ask. So in BDD, like most of the people are here, and you can ask even the people who are sitting here. Who works at an accelerator or an entrepreneurship challenge program or anything? 1, 2. 1, 2. And I can tell you about many. In Berrytech, by the way, just go on Berrytech. They have everything. Agri-tech, cleanergy, social entrepreneurship, green entrepreneurship, like they almost have every industry covered. These are from Agri-tech, these entrepreneurs there. Okay, any other question? Yes? Oh, that's the second question. Yeah. That's not an excuse.
Okay, so they used to fund saying that maybe I can feel that they don't understand what I'm saying, or
What's your name?
Samar.
And what's the industry?
I don't know what it's something related to matte.
Matte.
Matte, the thing you drink.
Just go to Shuf and pitch it. Okay. My experience. It's not about the investor, they don't believe or they don't understand the industry. It's on the entrepreneur if they really explain that that's a pain point. As I told you, if you know, let me ask you a question first. If you go to the doctor and once you enter the clinic, he tells you, take 2 pills of one spoon, and do you take it?
No.
Of course. But if you come and sit and they assess you and have this blood test, whatever, and then you come with the results and they tell you what you need to do, do you take them?
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. That's the same for entrepreneurs. You need to go and assess your market and know what's really the pain. What are the symptoms in this target market before you come and talk about the painkiller. One moment. So when you go to the investor and you tell them about this pain very clearly with a very niche target market and why your product or solution or service are the painkiller, if they don't know the industry, they have a team they can ask, but they will be already attracted because you explained it very well as a painkiller.
Okay,
Clear?
thank you. Yeah.
Am I done? Thank you, everyone. كيف الطاقة؟ كيف الطاقة؟
Woo! Thank you so much, Andre. That was very, very powerful. We're